This is episode 105 of season 4 with me, Tiffany Hinton, on Cultivating Guts. Hello, it's Tiffany, and welcome back to Cultivating Guts, a podcast where we discuss living life with peace and joy. I am excited to be back with you guys. I've had so many insightful moments and ideas about really important topics, and today we're going to cover something more around the language of Kundalini and the meanings behind the Sanskrit words that we chant. I think that's important to help educate people and to help kind of bring clarity there and to dispel fear. So that's what we're going to dive into today on the podcast. I am on video. If you're on YouTube, welcome. And if you want to catch us on YouTube and you're on another platform, you can go to youtube.com/Tiffany Hinton and catch the podcast there in a video format. And if you are on a different platform, that is awesome. I'm so glad you found us and you continue to listen if you've been a past subscriber or listener. If you're not, I would really appreciate the favor if you could subscribe to the podcast. And if you want to rate us and review us, that will also be great, because then that will help more people find the new podcast and our new platform that we've got out for Cultivating Guts, helping busy moms find relief in a stressful environment, whether it's at work or at home. So with that, guys, I think we're going to jump right into the show, but I am going to do one shameless self-promotion right now for you. So if you are listening to this on the day that it's dropping, so intentionally this is going to drop on Black Friday. Oh my gosh, I've got some stories about Black Friday myself, from vomiting in a store as a teenager to, actually I think that happened a couple of times, being kind of like too many people, getting too hot, not realizing I had celiac, and the combination of the three. And I threw up all over the mess, the people. And I just don't have that gumption, drive, enthusiasm for Black Friday shopping that my mom and my aunts had when I was a child, just because of my own experiences. My oldest now is like, I want to go shopping. It's Black Friday. I want to go shopping. It won't be crazy. There won't be people fighting, da-da-da. And I'm just like, I have no need. No thanks. I'll stay home. Woke up this morning, had my coffee. We've got a fire going in the fireplace. I did Sobat Kriya for a half hour, took a nice hot shower. Like, I just like peace, especially at the end of a busy holiday week. That's what I like. I like peace. So if you are Black Friday shopping, good luck. Have fun. Make sure you have moments that you remember, hopefully not like my memories, but things that you absolutely love about it. And if you're Black Friday shopping at home, we have our brand new Holiday Stress Toolkit for the Busy Mamas out today. It's $27 today, and if you purchase it before December 2nd, you end up getting a free 1-hour workshop with me, which will include breathwork, Kundalini, and sound healing, all from the comfort of your own home. We're going to do a streaming. You're going to catch us live. I'll be testing out some of the new audio settings as well during that session, but it's going to be great. And you do get that class absolutely free if you buy the Holiday Stress Toolkit for Busy Mamas prior to December 2nd, the close of the day there. You'll get that workshop free. The Busy Mamas Holiday Toolkit is a lot of what you saw in the 5-day grounding challenge. If you participated in our grounding challenge the week of Thanksgiving, if you still want to participate in the grounding challenge, you can still do that. Like, you can go on the Instagram, type challenge into my DM or under almost any post, and we'll get you set up, and you can do the challenge on a week that makes sense for you. We had breath work, we had stress relieving movement, we had a playlist, right? You're going to get the same type of content with a different playlist specifically for the holidays. You also get a party playlist to play while you're hosting, or if you just want to be in the holiday vibe and shine spirit instead of like a meditative spirit or peace and calm while you're working. There's those playlists available. There's recipes, and we're bringing in the herb of rosemary for the holiday season. I am going to be posting and sharing as well a bonus to those of you that purchase the holiday toolkit for stressful mamas. I've got a rosemary infused simple syrup that you can use in your holiday drinks and cocktails. And I'll give you a recipe for an old fashioned, because I love a good old fashioned. That's like my cocktail of choice. I will say I like a great vodka, but I do love a good old fashioned with some great whiskey. So that's in there. There's a recipe for raspberry. Why do I keep saying raspberry today? I'm going to blame that on Mercury retrograde. Rosemary focaccia bread, along with some classes, some downloads, a 15-minute morning ritual that you can do all the time through the holiday season, and even longer. You get the whole thing for life, that help you have a morning sadhana that you can do before you have to go to the office, before you have to take care of the kids, drop them off, do whatever they're doing. It's 15 minutes, and it's perfect to fit in a schedule with a busy mama. So if you are interested in that, we'll drop the link below in the show notes. And if you're on our email list, you would have already gotten the link bright and early this morning. And you can also find it on Instagram. If you just DM me the word holiday, I'll send you the link directly. All right, guys. With that, we're going to head into the show. All right. So today on Cultivating Guts, we are talking about Kundalini Yoga. I'm going to give you just, let's call it the beginner's guide. And we're going to go into some of the Sanskrit mantras that we use and the meaning behind them. Because I think a lot of people either have a closed mind or they have a fear when they don't understand what they're saying, or they hear something in a foreign language and they don't understand what it translates to. Now, in our modern days, it's very easy to look it up on the internet, but sometimes we just don't do that. We make a passing judgment based on our subconscious, based on our upbringing, based on our own values and beliefs, and maybe our passing judgment is wrong, right? And then we go along believing that for the rest of our lives until somebody corrects us, which can be sometimes embarrassing, confrontational, a little bit stressful, and we're all about not having stress in our lives, or until we actually open up and say, okay, I'm going to try it. I'm going to suspend the judgment for a minute, and I'm going to give this a try. All right. So Kundalini itself is a form of yoga. It's actually known as the oldest form of yoga out there. It is sometimes affiliated with religion, but it doesn't actually have to be. The yoga teacher training that I am starting in January does not have any religious connotation behind it or connection. It's Kundalini for trauma-informed yoga, which I think is amazing, because so many of us females have trauma in our life, whether it's big T or little t, and being able to do yoga for trauma-informed so that it helps release the trauma, calm the trauma, let it go, and move us forward, and kind of get us out of that icky, stuck place that we live in sometimes when there's too much trauma in our lives, or we're holding on to trauma and not moving through it. So I have notes, and I have other notes. So if you see me looking to the side, it is because I have my notes with me. But it is also called the yoga of awareness, because it creates awareness in the body when you do Kundalini yoga. It also creates awareness in your aura, or the energetic body that's around you. It helps us increase our nervous system at a cellular level, which actually allows us to take on more capacity for whatever we're working on. So if you tend to get freaked out easily, or you get stressed out easily, or you get overwhelmed easily, this is a great yoga, because it allows you to extend what you're able to take on in your body. If you have an autoimmune disease, this is great too, because it helps you create additional strength in your nervous system. Because I know a lot of autoimmune have flares, and they have symptoms that are caused by nervous system conditions. Okay, guys? It increases our awareness, like I just told you, of our mental and our physical body. You sometimes, or at least myself, when I first started, and it still happens to this day, sometimes as I'm doing a movement or I'm doing something else, I start to feel tingles in my body, or I start to feel the cellular system changing, because I'm so deeply grounded, present, and noticing that I can feel the subtleness in my body shift, which is kind of really cool, and also a little bit like, oh, is there a bug on me? Like, what the heck, right? And so some of that happens as well. Okay, so the Piscean age was over in 2011, give or take. We're now in the Aquarian age. And the Aquarian age in the astrology is going to be known, and it is known, as the age of information and things moving faster. The the Aquarian age is about tapping back into our true selves, right? Tapping into what we came here to do. Why did God put you on this earth? What is your dharma? What is your purpose? Where are you supposed to go? And how do you get there faster so that you start to experience life full of happiness, joy, living your passion? You wake up every day and you're like, this is for me. Like, I'm where I'm supposed to be. I'm not like, oh God, I gotta do another 9 to 5. I gotta do this. Oh, my car. Blah, blah, blah. Right? But getting to that point where you wake up, you're vibing, you're thriving, you're loving life because you know that you're in where you're supposed to be, what God in the universe put you on earth to do, to serve others, maybe to help heal people, maybe to teach and instruct, whatever it is, and you just love that. What I will tell you is that personally, I have found that the ability to do Kundalini has helped me get there faster. And it's just the science behind the Kundalini. And we're not going to get into the details by any means, but I do want to share that with you as well. What I actually we're going to get to a couple of other things. So Kundalini itself is over 5,000 years old. I'm reading a paperback book right now, and I say that because I do a lot of audiobooks, but a paperback book that's diving into the yogis behind the start of Kundalini. It's the first yoga that was ever recorded, documented, right? Scribed out. And it's, again, called the mother of all yogas. Yogi Bhajan, who I know can be sometimes conflicting conversation, so we're not going to go there, but did bring it over to the United States in 1969. Prior to that, it was practiced primarily in India and the Middle East. And there's kind of a structure, right? And so masculine things in life have a structure. And so the structure that goes with a Kundalini, whether you're like the yoga class, you're going to tune in, you're going to warm up, which is some physical stretching movement. Then you're going to do a Kriya, which is a set of exercises that are intentionally put together for a certain outcome, okay? Then there's a meditation. There's mantra, which is the chanting, the reciting, the talking, right? Whether it's Waheguru or HUD, or there's a bunch of different ones. Then there tends to be 3 to 10 minutes of relaxation, where you're just kind of laying down, and they call it a Shavasana. Shavasana, if you ever hear somebody say, okay, it's time for Shavasana, you basically lay down on your yoga mat, flat on the ground. You can have a blanket if you want, pillow. You close your eyes, and you just allow your body to... I feel like I'm recalibrating with the earth's frequency. But you allow all the stuff you just did to just kind of resonate, right? And sometimes during a Shavasana, you will have people play sound healing instruments, crystal bowls, Tibetan singing bowls, a gong, drums. Any of that could also happen during a Shavasana. Or you could just, it's utter silence, and you just lay there and relax. And you relax your whole body, okay? And then there is also angles with Kundalini. So the 60 degrees when your arms are up, the 90 degrees when your elbows and shoulders are straight out. There's others, 10 degrees, but that's how it was built, and there is scientific reason there. And again, this is not a deep dive into Kundalini. This is the high level, right? Okay, let's see. What else do I want to tell you from these notes? And then we're going to go to what we are really talking about today, is what do some of the words mean? Let me see if there's anything else over here. Oh, I think we're good. Okay, so at the beginning of a Kundalini session, you start with tuning in, and you recite Om, Namo, Guru, Dev, Namo. And they do it 3 times. It basically says, I bow to the divine teacher within, or it can also be translated to divine wisdom of all that is. Right? So you're bowing to the divine wisdom of all that is. You're basically bowing to your God, the universe. That's how I see it. That's my translation, right? But you can take that and think about it. But what would that translate to for you when you hear, I bow to the divine wisdom of all that is? Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Okay? The other one that you'll hear at the very end of almost every single Kundalini class is you'll hear them chant Sat Nam. Sometimes it's 3 times short, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam. Sometimes it's a very long Sat and a long Nam. Sometimes it's a very long Sat and a short Nam. And that just means truth is my essence. So you walk with truth. You are truth, right? And you're basically, after you do your Kundalini ritual, your Kriya, your meditation, you're then chanting, truth is my essence, right? And I love both of those. Bowing to God and knowing that I stand for truth. I speak truth, I am truth, truth is my essence. And so that is what I wanted to share today on the podcast, guys, because I just, like I said, I don't want us to just pass judgment. Believe me, I've come a long ways in, some people would say a short amount of time, some people would say a long amount of time, but a long ways, I would say, in my last 20 years of learning to be open to more, learning to listen, educate before I judge. Now, there are instances, and my husband will tell you, where I immediately pass judgment and he catches me and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's my childhood stepping in. That's something I saw in a movie, stepping in and taking over my brain. And until somebody helps you catch those, or you catch them on your own, you cannot move forward to open up and to educate before you pass judgment, to remove maybe the judgment that is no longer true. Maybe it's something that somebody else told you and you just believed them without actually investigating it. You're forgiven, but I would advise, and I would suggest, highly, highly suggest, moving forward as we step into 2025, open your heart, not just your eyes, open your heart. Seek to understand before you make a decision, whether it's about yoga, right? Whether it's about a person, whether it's about a book, whether it's about, I don't know, a bunch of different things, right? Open your heart and seek to understand before you make a decision. All right, I'll leave you with that. Satnam. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Share with me what your favorite part was, and share with me when you plan to try Kundalini. And if you're interested in trying just a mini one, I would love for you to hop over to our YouTube channel. We have a movement series, and you can try a short little movement. You could also purchase our holiday stress toolkit for the busy mama and get, like I said in the beginning of this episode, a 15-minute Kundalini class that's yours for life that you can do every morning. I would love that, and I think it would be super beneficial if you feel overwhelmed, stressed, or stuck. And it would be a way for you also to try something new if you've never tried Kundalini. I am here for you. I'm excited to see all your benefits. Satnam. Love you guys. So if you love this episode, remember to share it with your friends. Send it to anyone who may love this information and education as well. To get our newest product, right, or even to get my free 3-minute stress buster video, you can get that on our website if you jump over to cultivatingguts.com. And if you want to follow us on Instagram, where I'm doing a lot of promos, that's where the sales happening. It's where the live classes happen. It's where the bonuses get released. You're going to want to go to Instagram and follow I am Tiffany Hinton. I'll have that in the show notes for you as well. And you can check out all the fun stuff that's on the Instagram channel. And like I said, there's little 1-minute videos. There's 2-minute videos that you can do in the middle of the day. There's links to some of the sound playlists that I love. There's links to YouTube movement videos. There's a bunch of fun new stuff out on our Instagram platform. So that's over at I am Tiffany Hinton. And we have a brand new live event coming out in Wheeling, Illinois. So if you're in the Chicagoland area, go ahead and pencil in December 19th. It's a Thursday, 5 to 8 p.m. We're doing a mini retreat. Details coming soon on that. And I will let you guys all go. Thanks for tuning in today.